All right, so what's up, everyone? Just had this idea because I get asked a lot of questions, things like that. I don't know if you guys are on the Quora app or website where you can just post questions, ask people questions directly, whatever the case is. You can find a lot of answers and stuff like that on there on a lot of different topics, almost anything and everything that I found. So with that, I wanted to bring more stuff to you guys. Okay, so I get asked a lot of the same questions in terms of fitness and the Marines. Actually, get questions a lot about that. But the beautiful thing about this is these individuals can ask me questions directly, and I'll get a notification, and then I can answer it. Um, but a lot of them are kind of good. You know, a lot of common things that everyone asks. So I wanted to bring it all for you all, throw it up here on YouTube, and give everyone some answers as well. And I think I'm going to do this more often because I got to a point where I literally had about 30 questions directly to me, and then the app itself or the website itself makes suggestions as well. I got another like 25 to go through there. So here it is as a first ever. I don't know what I'm going to name it. Maybe Quora answers sesh or your questions answered. Whatever it is, it's Quora. Then you can just look up my name, Michael Vorpal, and I can throw the link down there in the bottom too. Um, but here it is. So, all right, we got Jason. He's asking, what is the difference between Olympic weightlifting and bodybuilding training routines? Well, Jason, you got to kind of look at what the end goal is with the type of routine that you're doing, and it goes even further into like CrossFit and things like that. I mean, bodybuilding in general, you're looking to gain that lean muscle mass and actually get critiqued on your physique and how you look, right? Whereas Olympic weightlifting, you are looking to get a certain weight of poundage in order to lift, right? So the routine's different. It's a lot more strength training. Now you're going to get muscle development, but that's not the deciding factor in terms of the competition. So the end goal is a competition. Your routines are going to be different, and your diet will be different as well. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit. Shiv asks, are home workouts as effective as the gym? They absolutely can be. It all depends on what your end goal is. If you're looking to get toned up, get the beach body, whatever it is, you can absolutely do that with at-home routines. Body weight resistance is in any type of routine that I've ever seen. So, I mean, if you think about it, bodybuilders, they still have pull-ups, right? Sure, they might throw some weight on there, but they didn't start there. I would say at home is a great starting place and stepping stone, and it can lead to further results down the road. Now, I will tell you, resistance style training, and that's what weightlifting is. Resistance style training, it forces your muscle to do more. So what that means is you're tearing the muscle a little bit more. You can get more expedient results. Um, so I would suggest that if you can work it in the gym, go ahead and add it, just because it'll give you the added benefit of a little bit more lean muscle and things like that. So hopefully that helps you out too. Zachary asked, will I start to be happy again after losing weight? All right, Zach, this is a very deep question, and I appreciate it. So, I used to be very self conscious about my body. I was pushing 200 pounds going into my freshman year of high school. Okay, I'm only 5'9". All right, and it wasn't the good weight. Okay, so yes, absolutely. Short answer, yes. It goes deeper than that, man. It really does. So, Zach, if you're not liking the way you look right now and it's making you feel down, it's usually because I would venture to say you're worried about other people's opinions, and with that, you're assuming what they're thinking, and then that's just bringing you down, and you got to stop that, man. That's the first step. That's the first step. Forget about losing the weight right now. The first step is realizing that other people's opinions on yourself for the way you look doesn't fucking matter. That's what needs to happen, man. Once you can realize that and give yourself permission to actually lose the weight, because right now, without giving yourself that permission, and by permission I mean not worrying about other people's opinions, it puts a ceiling on you. Your ceiling's right here. There is no ceiling, and it's a glass ceiling because you can see it, right? You can see through this glass ceiling, and you're not allowing yourself to. Okay, so Zachary, hopefully you don't mind me calling you Zach, but the first step is realize what you want to do and don't worry about others' opinions about it, about you right now, because that's not where you want to be. Does losing weight on a personal note, like with me, did losing weight and getting in better shape and losing that fat help me in self-esteem and help me feel better? You're damn right it did. Yes, it did. But I had to take the first step and realize that their opinions didn't freaking matter. Once I did that, this weight was dropped off my shoulders, and it allowed me to raise that freaking ceiling and realize that there wasn't a ceiling. Okay? So, Zach, my man, don't worry about other people's opinions. All right? Look at yourself, realize that you can do it. Go out and do it. But yes, it will help you. You gotta love yourself first, dude. 100%. You gotta love yourself. And if weight is the main deterrent, because you're your own worst critic too, right? I was my own worst critic. Everyone else would be like, no, it's all right. You're just husky. That's what I was told. No, I was real with myself. But if you're real with yourself, that leaves no room for anyone else's shit to get in the way. Does that make sense? All right. Hit me up if you have any other questions on it, though, man. All right, because that's near and dear to me. But you gotta love yourself. You gotta fuck other people's opinions. All right. All right. Then we got Hunter. How long would it take a 15-year-old male to gain 30 pounds of muscle when first starting to lift? Yo, Hunter, it's going to take years. Years. Especially if you're looking to keep the good 30 pounds, because there's bad 30 pounds where you're eating just Big Macs all day, getting calories, and then there's a good 30 pounds where you're doing it smart and gaining it in a good way so that your body will actually keep it. If you do it smart, it can take years. Now you're 15, man. You're still developing. If you're looking to throw on 15 pounds right now as a 15-year-old, it could actually throw off development. Now, I don't have a PhD. I'm not a doctor or anything. Just want to throw that out there. But you could actually throw yourself off. I would say hold off a little bit. Patience is the game. Do it smart. Make sure your nutrition plan's good, all right? And worry about the weight that comes afterwards. But it'll take years, okay? Years. In order to get the good weight that you're looking for, all right? So, Blake, how can I have good recovery after a workout naturally without supplements? All right, Blake, you got to understand two different states that our body are in. We're either going to be anabolic or catabolic. Anabolic, we're building lean muscle mass and we're losing that fat, okay? Catabolic, we're gaining that fat and losing the muscle mass, okay? So A for awesome, we want to stay awesome. But what happens is that we actually make ourselves catabolic when we work out. So what gets us anabolic, all right, we have our three macronutrients: protein, carbohydrates, and fats, okay? You get that through your meats, your rices, your breads, stuff like that for the carbs, and then fats with those two things as well, and vegetables for your micronutrients, the guys working around in the background. The only way to make us anabolic is through protein consumption. So you absolutely need protein. All right, so you want to eat a whole food meal and then make sure that it's a good quality protein source, like a lean chicken, 97% lean turkey, beef, tuna, fish, salmon, whatever it is, and you can do that. Now, supplements are a tool, man. Okay, supplements are a tool. They can speed up that process because our body has to break down any food that we eat, and it's going to take longer to get to the recovery stage, about 2 hours if you eat a good whole food meal, protein, carbs, and veggies after your workout. Okay, keep that in mind, but that's a way you can do it. All right, then we got Dr. Lowell Donnelly. United States Marine Corps was experiencing jungle warfare after fighting the Japanese in World War II. How is it then that they lost to Vietnam in similar conditions? Well, if we're looking at the history of the Marine Corps and things like that and how the fighting actually took place, the final outcome was actually not a loss. It was just withdrawal and it was done, right? So there's that little piece. I just want to get that out there. If you look at it, if you look at the numbers, you look at a very morbid statistic, if you look at the kill and killed ratios, how many enemy combatants were killed as comparison to the Marines, without looking that statistic up right off the top of my head, I would venture to say that compared to one other services, allies, or U.S. Combined, if you just look at them all, the style of fighting and the success according to that ratio, because that's usually how you look at successes and things like that. It was a lot higher of the enemy neutralized than a Marine was. So the actual ratio offset is, from what I did look it up a while back, was actually pretty eye-opening. Okay, so wouldn't necessarily say, if you also look at the context of the conflicts as well, the rules were extremely different. I mean, we're looking at over 2 decades later. All right, there's a lot of technological advances. That's i.e. the turning point in World War II in the technological field in terms of explosives and things like that, i.e. the atomic bomb. Okay, now you fast forward with the atomic bomb. Now we're looking at napalm and Agent Orange and all these other different things that are coming into play. Well, rules of engagement change in over 2 decades. Rules of engagement could change tomorrow. Okay, so it's an ever-evolving rules in ever-evolving battle space. Okay, rules of engagement today are different than they were in Vietnam. All right, so if you look at all these other different factors, deciding factors, I would take the stance that didn't lose at all. It was just a different type of conflict. And then at the end of the day, hasn't really been any issue since. It's pretty much said and done. And in fact, if we're looking at the Marines specifically, you look at all the campaigns and everything that go along with that, they're the ones that actually got pushed forward the most and allowed us to do what we were assigned to do as the United States, as a force in whole, along with all the allies during that conflict. So you can kind of draw a comparison, but the island hopping campaign, in what you're referring to in terms of the jungle warfare as opposed to the Eastern Front out in Europe, it is different. Every jungle is different. The every rainforest is different. Every terrain is different. I mean, Korea is different than Vietnam. It was different than Japan. So there's a lot of other deciding factors, but the main of which was the concept of war during that time compared to World War II, where World War II, it was you see someone, they're the enemy, and they're neutralized. Vietnam, because of the after actions and the realization that millions upon millions upon millions were destroyed in World War II, okay? Villages, and what I mean by that are villages, innocents, everything like that. Now that's going to happen. That is the collateral damage that comes with any type of warfare, all right? It's very, very difficult to mitigate that. However, with that, lessons learned, hey, maybe not the best choice, and now you have everyone creating the rules of engagement and laws of war, which everyone's supposed to govern. Now, the enemy will not follow that. Okay? So, if you look at it, I wouldn't necessarily say we lost it. It was we abided by some humanity rules and the wanting to sustain of human life that led us to what the outcome of that conflict was. So, hopefully that helps you a little bit. Again, that's my personal opinion from what I've seen, as well as currently I have been involved in recent conflicts that we are in today. Okay, and it's a lot different than Iraq. Iraq was a lot different than Afghanistan. All right, over the decade and a half that we were there and doing whatever our mission was. So there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to that. All right, so Alvin, if I work out every 2 days in a week, how long would I get my fitness body? So kind of take that 2 different ways, working out every other day, or if we're working on Monday, we're working on a Wednesday or Thursday type deal. What I would tell you is that might be just a little bit too much rest time, man. Reason being, so you need rest time. Don't get it twisted. We need rest time. That's important. Our body needs to recover and build the muscle that we're tearing, right? But it's going to take longer, and everyone's different too. I mean, you know yourself more than anyone, okay? But it's different in the sense that if you work out every other day as compared to every 2 days, then you're constantly working to improve in your body. You're constantly getting those micro tears and working out your cardiovascular health or whatever the case is on a more consistent basis and closer together rather than further apart. Why is that important? So let's say you're weight training, okay? You are tearing your muscles, and that's how they get built again, with a proper nutrition and protein source, right? If you do that further and further apart, you're not getting that consistent tear and rebuild process. You're not getting that breakdown and rebuild, breakdown, rebuild, breakdown, rebuild. It's more so breakdown, rebuild, breakdown, rebuild. So you can still get it. It's just going to take a lot longer. And what I would say with a spaced out workout routine or workout regimen is that your nutrition has to be on point. Because if you're consuming too many calories or your macros are off, your macronutrients, your protein, carbs, and fats, if those are off in your off days, then your body's going to store it. It's not going to have a need for it. And you're buying all this stuff, this food, these good, clean sources, and your body's just going to waste it. It's literally going to shit it out because your body's not taking those nutrients and actually applying it to those torn muscles or strengthening your body in other ways. So not only are you going to get to the results slower, it could hit your pocketbook a little bit. You'll be like, yeah, it might only be 10, 15 bucks a month, but multiply that times a year, bro. Multiply that times 5 years. You know what I mean? So it just adds up, okay? Big picture, macro picture. So I'd say tighten it up every other day, and you'll be golden. Get the proper amount of rest time. Kill it in the gym or whatever your routine is, and make sure your nutrition's on point. Randy, can a 16-year-old join the Marines? No, they cannot. You have to be 17, and even then, in order to actually enlist, you don't have to be 17 to sit down, or you don't need parental consent to sit down and talk to a recruiter. However, you do need parental consent in order to actually raise your right hand and enlist. All right, Raul. What's the most effective way to lose weight? What are some simple meal plans, exercise routines? How do you maintain discipline to not give up when you see little to no results? All right, so there's a lot going on here. All right, there's a lot going on here. First question, what is the most effective way to lose weight? Nutrition. Nutrition is 80%. You need to make sure that you yourself are getting the proper macros, your protein, carbs, and fats. And then on top of that, stick to it. Okay, that gets into the discipline piece, which I'll talk about in a little bit here. All right, so nutrition, 80%. All right, what are some simple meal plans and exercise routine? Well, everyone's meal plan is different, man. You can't sit there and have a blanket meal plan for everyone because your macros are going to be different than my macros because of our height, weight, and what our goals are. Okay, if you want to lose weight, it's going to be different than if you want to maintain or put on lean muscle. Okay. Now, how do you maintain discipline to not give up when you don't see the results or little results? You have to believe in why you're doing it, bro. You have to truly believe and envision and have a feeling of you reaching that result. And here's what I mean. If you envision yourself with the body that you want, or you see someone that you look up to and you want that body, you want that stature, you want that feeling that you get to be like, man, if I just look like that, right? You need to hold on to that feeling because what's happening is you're not. What's happening is you're not seeing the results because as human beings, you have to understand, man, we want instant gratification. Instant gratification, right? It's kind of like this Bang energy drink. I drink it, one, because it has BCAAs, but two, it's got caffeine. Or any energy drink, or coffee, or whatever, espresso. You want that instant, man, pick me up, right? You want that pick me up. So you're like, okay, boom, all right, I fueled, let's do this. Instant gratification. Fitness and results will not give you that. Gratification happens over time. You have to be patient, man. You have to be patient. But how you be patient and gain that discipline is understanding that, one, you need to truly believe that you want to do it and need to do it for yourself. No one else. It starts with you, my man. You. That's how you start that discipline and that mentality. Now, you're putting in all this work, right? You're not seeing the results. What did I say first? Nutrition. Chances are your nutrition are off. Okay? You need to get that on point. Do a little bit of research or message me. I'll help you out. I help out tons of people with meal plans and routines. Your routines are dependent on what your results that you're looking for are. Okay? So if you're looking to lean, it's different than if you're looking to bulk or maintain. All right? So you have to understand that too. So nutrition plan different, workout routines are going to be different. The discipline comes in with yourself, bro. You go look at yourself in the damn mirror. I want you to look at yourself now. And I want you to hone in on how you feel about that right now. Then I want you to close your eyes. I want you to envision how you want to look. And if it's for the beach, this is what I want you to do. I want you to vision yourself how you want to look at the beach. I want you to literally try and feel that ocean breeze on your hair, all right, or whatever. You feel the sun. You feel a little mist from the ocean. And I want you to truly feel how that would feel or how you envision that feeling. Then I want you to open your eyes. And that feeling is what's going to allow you to stay disciplined with the nutrition and the training and just truly know that the process works. This is where you have to have faith. All right? So, you're not the only one either. That's another thing. You're not the only one that loses discipline. I had to do exactly what I told you. I had to do it when I trained for my first show last October in 2017. All right? I had to envision it. And it works. Okay? But message me if you need some help. All right? So, yeah. All right? That's huge. Envision the feeling. And I want you to do that every single day. Every single day. Okay? Raul. Every day. 3 times a day. 5 times a day. Shit gets hard. Close your eyes and envision that feeling. All right? So with that, guys, I know we're at like 23 minutes of this video, and it got deep. Okay, it got real deep. So I'm going to be posting more about all these questions. Okay, but those 2 that got real deep, like feeling better about yourself and actually staying disciplined, guys. Everyone, this goes for everyone. This is everyone's freaking answer. Okay, like it starts with you. 100%. I can't tell you enough that all you have to do is envision where you want to fucking be. Don't worry about everyone else's opinion. Don't be scared to go in the gym. I don't care if freaking The Rock, all right, Dwayne Johnson is in the gym. I don't care. I don't care if it's Jennifer Lopez and you're like, oh my God, they're here. Like, what if they judge me? Like, I don't give a shit. I don't. Just freaking go get it. Go. Who has the right to stop you? No one. Like, I will give you permission to go do it. You, go. I want you to go do it right now. Get off your ass and go do it. That's all you need. You need to envision how you want to be. You need to feel good about where you want to be. If you don't feel good now, then you need to not worry about other people's opinions, because that's what's holding you down. Get rid of that glass ceiling, because that's what's holding you down. Okay? It's a common trend that I see, and I get this question a lot all the time. All right? Get those questions a lot. And to stay disciplined, you have to trust in yourself that it's going to happen. You have to believe in yourself. You have to have the motivation within yourself to keep going, because at the end of the day, You're the one that has to do it. That's it. You're the one that has to do it. No one else. All right? I mean, I've posted some motivational things. I've posted some routines on YouTube, things like that. But at the end of the day, guys, girls, I say guys as a blanket thing. All right? Whoever watches this, you have to believe in yourself. 100%. It's up to you. All right? Reach out if you do need help, though, on anything. I help people all the time. All right? They message me, hit me up, Instagram, Snapchat, hit me up on YouTube, whatever, Twitter, freaking everywhere. So message me on Quora, whatever it is, all right? Just, guys, right here. I can't tell you enough. Right here, all right? So here's your permission to go change your life, get that discipline, get that nutrition plan, and feel better about yourself. Remember, it's all about you. But as always, I'm all about this right here. Stay motivated.